When systems break, the first people who matter are not on TV. They live on your street. You share walls, fences, and thin plaster secrets. They hear your arguments, you hear their late-night blender. Now picture the grid gone for weeks. No sirens, no deliveries, no background hum of a city doing its job. Your block does not turn into a movie. It turns into 7 types of neighbors running on bare instincts. Some of them help you last longer. Some of them quietly move you closer to being a story people tell later. This is not about hating your street. It is about knowing who lives on it and what role they play when the steady world stops. These are 7 neighbor types that become a problem when society collapses, and what they do to your odds if you stand too close. The first one is the Siren. The Siren does not hoard food. They hoard drama. When the first strange sound hits the night, they are the one at the window with binoculars and 3 unverified stories. Every rumor passes through their mouth. None of it comes with proof. In normal times, they know every detail about every dog, breakup, and parking fight on the block. During a crisis, that same energy turns into a fire hose of panic. They repeat every "I heard" as fact. They never say "I do not know." The math is simple. 10 scared people who stay home and think are still 10. 10 scared people who hear the siren shout they are coming this way can turn into a stampede or a bad group decision in minutes. You do not fix the siren. You treat them like a smoke alarm that goes off for burnt toast and real fires. You listen, then you check for yourself before you move. The second one is the Hoarder Dragon. The Hoarder Dragon did not listen when people said you cannot eat money. They turned money into towers of cans, boxes, and gear. They know every sale, every bulk deal, every hidden stash spot in their small kingdom. On day 1, this looks smart. Their lights are brighter, their generator runs longer, their kids still have snacks. People notice. In a dark block, the house that still hums or glows pulls eyes like a magnet. The risk is not that they have supplies. The risk is that everyone knows where too many supplies live. If they bragged for years about being ready, they already wrote the map for hungry minds. In a long collapse, the Hoarder Dragon becomes a target, then a bargaining chip, then a point of tension for every hungry person within walking range. Being close to them pulls you into their gravity along with their comfort. The third one is the Endless Borrower. The Endless Borrower is harmless in normal life. They knock on your door for sugar, tools, jumper cables, and one quick favor. In return, you get weak promises and long stories. In a collapse, nothing they borrow comes back. Food, batteries, matches, time. It all gets fed into a black hole of bad planning and soft boundaries. They always appear when you are busy. They always have kids or a crisis in the background. The problem is not one cup of rice. The problem is order of operations. The more you feed the endless borrower early, the less you have for your own circle later. When you finally say no, they feel shocked because you trained them to expect yes. They turn into a walking source of guilt and social pressure when you should be thinking in clear numbers. If you do not set limits fast, your supplies now have 2 addresses.
The fourth one is the Street Sheriff. The Street Sheriff loves order, or at least the feeling of giving orders. Before anything broke, they were already mad about trash cans and parking rules. They knew every line in the HOA rules, even the ones nobody enforced. When systems fail, they rush to fill the gap. They form patrols with a few friends. They make clipboards out of cereal boxes. They start speaking for the neighborhood in a voice nobody elected. Sometimes their structure helps for a few days. They organize watch shifts and share a little information. Then the mission drifts. Lists replace trust. Access to shared supplies runs through them. Disagreement starts to look like disloyalty. The danger is quiet. The street sheriff pulls nervous people into a small power pyramid and calls it safety. If they decide your plan does not match theirs, you land on the wrong side of a fence that did not exist last month. The fifth one is the party neighbor. The party neighbor treats the first days of collapse like a surprise vacation. No work, no school, no alarms, music on.
Grill out. Everyone is invited. For a few hours, it feels good. The fear fades under laughter and smoke. The problem shows up on night 3. The food they burned through in one weekend would have fed their group for a week. The noise and lights marked their place on every quiet street. Their house became a beacon for boredom, then for hunger. Later, when things feel tighter, the party neighbor is empty and still loud. They keep seeking fun when the mood has shifted to survival. Arguments start in their driveway. People leave drunk, stressed, and armed. Being linked to them puts you close to a steady stream of strangers and attention at the exact time you want less of both. The sixth one is the fortress ghost. The fortress ghost was always a little distant. Blinds closed, few words, no small talk. The lawn was either perfect or forgotten, with nothing in between. When things get rough, they do not come to meetings. They do not share news. They do not open the door when people knock. Their house feels quiet and tense. You have no idea if they are starving, fine, building something, or gone.
From a distance, this looks safe. They keep to themselves. In practice, the unknown is risk. A scared, armed, isolated household can turn a simple dispute at the fence into a threat. A desperate one can snap without warning. You cannot force the fortress ghost into a group. You can map their patterns, respect their space, and avoid building plans that depend on them showing up. Treat them as a non-player until they prove otherwise. The last one is the quiet opportunist. The quiet opportunist smiles a lot and speaks a little. They offer help at useful times. They remember details about everyone. They never say what they really want. Before things fall apart, they know who fights, who drinks, who has savings, and who complains but never acts. During a collapse, they turn that mental list into leverage. They are the first to spread a rumor that moves people the way they need, without their name on it. They buy cheap from scared neighbors and sell high to desperate ones. Supplies vanish, then reappear with new price tags. Information arrives through them, filtered. The real danger is not one bad trade. It is that you start to lean on them as a bridge to everyone else. They sit at the center of favors, gossip, and deals, while keeping their own exits open. By the time you see the pattern, you already owe them twice.
You might see pieces of yourself in one or two of these types of neighbors. That is fine. No neighbor is pure threat. People slide between roles under stress. The point is simple. A collapse is not only a test of your pantry, it is a test of your street map. Know who panics loud. Know who hoards loud. Know who drains, who orders, who parties, who hides, and who trades in quiet. You cannot pick your neighbors in the middle of the storm. You can decide how close you stand, how much you share, and which doors you keep on the other side of your lifeboat line when the steady world stops pretending to be steady.